26, Henley Tippins, who was in possession, wearing 27. Sarah Sirda wearing 29. Kyler Zuloff wearing number 32. That is your starting 11. Once again, only 3 have rolled over from the lineup that was in Chattanooga in the 5-0 loss. Pass up the right-hand side, trying to get LeBurge on the overlap. Goes over the near side touch, and it is going to be the deepest of deep throws for Decatur FC.
Yeah, it'll be a home team throw-in, John. And you mentioned the starting 11 for the visitors. We're on off the starting 11 for Decatur FC. In the net, Nikki Badoon from the University of Georgia. Go Dogs. Maggie Wadsworth, forward, number 3 from Mississippi State University. Jasmine Ferguson, defender, number 4. Becky Contreras, number 6. Carly Oobs, defender, number 8. And big playmaker up top for the home team, Sydney Thibodeau, number 9. John, you like that? She went to Auburn University.
Well, the boss likes that one, yes.
There you go. Maysoon El Shami, midfielder from the University of North Georgia. Micah Bryant from the University of South Carolina. Forward Ali Plano from the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. Carly Borgelt, she's going to be anchoring that midfield once again for the home team. Georgia Southern alum, and forward number 17, Dylan Driver.
Foul on Decatur FC. Sarah Sirda once again in the match last time out against Chattanooga FC. Sarah and her sister Layla both were at Indiana University. Layla has since transferred to Auburn. Ball rolling in and over the end line. And so
it's going to be a corner, John.
So you end up with Sarah Sirda, the sister, one of the sisters, playing today from IU and Peachtree Ridge.
So we've got Wadsworth for Decatur FC. She's going to stay up top. Meanwhile, Dylan Driver, she's going to get her tall person back into the box here.
Zuloff, the corner, outswinger with the right, looking toward the edge of the 18. Possession was LeBurge's. She loses it, goes back to Decatur FC, 20 yards away from the end line.
Trying to play the ball up the left flank. Nice way to get a foot in there from the Gunners. They're going to knock it out. It will continue to be Decatur FC ball. John, the way the game ended last Friday was with Dylan Driver playing in the entire second half up top. She battled and battled and battled, and she was unable to get herself a goal. I'm hoping that tonight will be a different story for her as she starts up top at the number 9 for Decatur FC, who now swing it to the far side of the field, and carrying it up the far side is Carly Oobs. Oobs crossing half field, still in possession, cuts it back on the inside. Nice move. And she finds Contreras. Contreras tries to split the ball through the defense, looking for Dylan Driver, and cleared away by the Gunners.
Chasing after it, Henley Tippins, the Westminster School product, now at Georgetown. Ball goes back to the keeper for Decatur FC. Decatur FC charges up the left-hand side at the near side high school football hash mark.
Contreras plays it up, finds the feet of Wadsworth. She's going to get the ball stripped, but she's going to battle, get it right back. Playing it back to the feet of Ferguson. Ferguson, nice hesitation, beats a man, beats another. Didn't like what she sees, drops it back to Oobs. Oobs swings it a little bit further out wide right. Heels on the touchline, just crossing over half field. Nice step over there from El Shami.
And we've got the Decatur High Pep Band in attendance this evening.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Nicely done for the Decatur Bulldogs, the home turf here for Decatur FC.
Decatur FC just crossing half field. Contreras receives. Plays it to Driver. Driver plays it back to Carly Oobs, who just crosses half field. And very quickly, she gets into the defensive third, now in the danger zone, far right side, Decatur FC. Lots of time, lots of space. The ball swung over inside the 6, couple of headers, deflection. Goalkeeper tried to clear it one time, deflected off the defender, and thankfully, John, the Gunners are getting down on it and back in possession.
Gracie Stair was keeping an eye on it after it went off the back of her defender, and she went to ground first and pounced on it. And so now here in the 10th minute, once again, 1 goal on the board, 34 seconds in. Wadsworth with yet another tally here early in the WPSL season. So let's see what Gracie Stair has in mind as she'll send it long at the edge of the 18.
One out of the air by Decatur FC. Contreras able to get a foot on it. Driver, Wadsworth, putting some pressure in the corner. That's going to be a foul committed on the Gunners. It'll be a free kick left flank here for Decatur FC. I believe Thibodeau is going to come over and take this free kick. And I believe I am correct.
Naomi Maleka was the one who was called for the foul, pushing the back.
Thibodeau, one of the leading scorers for Decatur FC. Two-man wall for the Gunners. She got her 10 yards. 4 black jerseys in the box. Thibodeau with the release. Goes to the far post. Keeper gets a couple of fists on it. Headed back into the danger zone by Plano. And finally headed into the hands of the goalkeeper, Gracie Stair.
Gracie Stair, the Davidson product.
Oh, wow.
Davidson Wildcat. So it's the save there once again here in the 11th minute after the initial minute and trying to get things settled down. Here comes Emma Kate Schroll up the left-hand side of the attack, 20 yards inside the attacking half. Up the left, pursuit from behind by Decatur FC defensively. Played centrally to Olivia Silcox, the Stars Mill product.
So, John, what I'm noticing is the same thing that I noticed last Friday in the home opener. In possession, Decatur FC are going to play with the back 3. Out of possession while defending, they drop into a back 4. Of course, with Borgelt anchoring that midfield, she's not going to come too far up the field, but as you can see, she's going to run those sidelines back and forth, kind of like a Alec Ogletree middle linebacker. Sideline to sideline is going to be Borgelt. She played the entire 45 minutes in the first half, got a few minutes in the second. Campbell was wise and gave her a few minutes of breathing time in the second half. But, the way things are so far, Decatur FC sitting pretty. Throw in for the Gunners. Right in front of that Decatur FC bench. See Coach Campbell Chapman up on his feet.
15 yards inside the attacking half. I think it was Henley Tippins who tried to do the reverse volley back to the attacking end line. So it's yet another throw for UFA. Sarah Sirda once again of IU and Peachtree Ridge. Give and go with the go. 25 yards away from goal. Tries to go inside the 18. Up and over the crossbar. Early chance there for UFA as we see Naomi Maleka as a part of the overlap, as well as Jordan Crosby, the Denmark High and Auburn product.
Goal kick taken by Decatur FC. Badoon plays it short. They got lucky. Tippins was lurking. Thibodeau plays it out to the right side. UFA doing a great job of pressing right now, John. They're swarming the ball as soon as Decatur FC gets it, but Decatur FC just looks too good. They're able to break this press and mount a counterattack. Nice footwork there from Thibodeau. He tries to break free, still in possession. Contreras, well defended. She's able to keep the ball turned. Nice bit of footwork. Lots of space out here on the left side. Finds Plano. She's being overlapped by Bryant. She finds Bryant. Micah takes a touch. Takes another touch. She's not able to keep it before it rolls over the goal line. It's going to be a goal kick for the visitors.
Nice defending there by Jordan Crosby. Once again, Crosby, you're seeing her directing traffic, trying to make sure that her line mates are where that they need to be, at least in the vision of protecting the back line in the Decatur FC attack. Up the right-hand side, picked off by Decatur FC, getting there before Henley Tippins could. And so now Kyler Zuloff, the Alpharetta High, South Carolina product, she's fouled almost 20 yards inside the attacking half. Thought about going quickly, but then stepping in front of it was Decatur FC to prevent it. So now it's going to be a legitimate set piece from just outside of 40 yards right in the middle of the park. And it looks like it's going to be Olivia Silcox that's going to take.
Carly Oobs got a little too excited, committed the foul.
Correction, Caroline Smith will take the Woodstock, Georgia product. She's going to play it to Silcox. Silcox learning from John Bowen at Stars Mill. Sends it in just toward the edge of the 18. Not a whole lot on it from Zuloff. Cleared away by Decatur. Caroline Smith, once again. Push from Sarah Sirdal was looking for Smith. Keeping possession UFA. LeBurge. Her pass was blocked. Tries to keep possession center circle. She'll go back to Maleka. Now up the right-hand side to Emma Kate Schroll. Mill Creek and Louisville trying to go toward the top of the D. Headed away. Tippins tries to track it down. Here comes Decatur and El Shami. Defense is there in the form of Alex Parr trying to prevent possession for Decatur. She does win it back the second time. The Johns Creek grad and Samford Bulldog currently. tried to double back and keep possession, and ends up going over the far touchline, last touched by Decatur. And here comes UFA again in the 16th minute, once again 1-0. Schroll.
Oh, good ball.
Long pass looking for Jordan Crosby, edge of the 18, defended nicely there by Decatur FC, and it will end up as a throw.
Yeah, Micah Bryant playing the left fullback position for the home team, getting a foot in. Very, very important foot in. Knocking it out. It's going to be a Gunners throw in deep in Decatur FC third.
LeBurge with the throw, gives to Silcox. Silcox looking toward the top of the 18, headed away by Decatur FC.
Wadsworth lays it out to the right side. Did she put a little bit too much on it? Can El Shami keep it in? The official says no. Throw in. Looks like right at half field for the visitors.
Caroline Smith will be the one. Looks like she'll be the one to take it. 5 yards inside her defensive half. She might gain center line with the throw. She almost does.
She did.
Hey, look, you know, if you're in a throw situation, you're going to make sure that you can try to gain as much space as you can. Foul on Decatur. Zuloff wanted to go quickly. Once again, getting there in front of getting in front of there, slowing everything down. So 15 yards inside the attacking half. Opportunity here for UFA. Looking toward the top of the 6 and headed up into the air. Jordan Crosby almost. Another good chance there for UFA, just up and over the crossbar. And it ends up as a goal kick here in the 17th minute.
Badoon plays it quick to Oobs. Oobs tries to play it even quicker, leading on Borgelt. But the Gunners, John, they're playing fantastic in the midfield.
Popped up into the air, had a lot of air underneath it, and was an opportunity there for Badoon to camp out and get there ahead of Henley Tippins.
Henley Tippins, she looks up for it, John. She looks ready to go tonight. Decatur FC have to keep an eye on her. As Micah Bryant carries it up the left side, almost loses it, able to get a foot in, but UFA right back in possession, this time on the right side.
Schroll was the first one to touch. Jordan Crosby, who has been very, very active, pretty much finding a space wherever she could, was called for the foul that time, going up against Becky Contreras, so it will end up as a free.
Thibodeau. Thibodeau to Contreras. Contreras all the way out here on the left side to Borgelt. Excuse me, that's Plano. Plano carrying it into the 18. She crosses it over to Driver. Driver gets a left foot shot. UFA Gunner defender was right in the perfect spot that she could be in. And it's going to be Decatur FC throw. Decatur John knocking on the door once again. UFA have to be careful. Throw in here for Plano. Throws it to the top corner of the 18 to Driver. Driver's dispossessed. Now back into the feet of the Gunners.
Pushed by Schroll. Back to Gracie Stair. Couldn't quite bend down to hang on to it. Would have been probably regarded as a back pass. And so just cleared it out as far as she could towards center line. Here comes Decatur FC. Ball deflected inside the 18, but poked at by Dylan Driver. Easy grab for Gracie Stair.
Driver still hasn't found the back of the net this season, but I can't find a more hungry player on the field right now. The time will come. Right now, Gunners in possession in the defensive part of their... Well, here we go. Nice move there.
Trying to get Schroll on the overlap was Jordan Crosby, but once again coming back quickly is Contreras, finding space and a partner.
Thibodeau, long distance shot, just hits off the outside of her right foot, goes far right, goal kick for UFA. We're going to get the first substitution of the evening. This time it's going to be for Decatur FC. Dylan Driver will get a breather. See a lot of movement up on the home team bench as Driver exits. Good first 30 or so minutes, 30 plus minutes for Driver. And it's going to be Sarah Grainer checking in for the home team.
Trying to go up the left-hand side, combining with Tippins. Defense is there for Decatur FC. 20 yards inside the attacking half, now up the right. Dispossessed, nicely done there by Olivia Silcox. Silcox goes back to Caroline Smith, and we go back to Silcox, back up the left-hand side. You cannot miss Olivia Silcox because of the long blonde ponytail. That was her signature when she was with John Bowen at Stars Mill, and it has not changed with her now at the University of Memphis in the American Conference.
Going to be a free kick for the Gunners. John, as I said, a lot of movement up on the home team bench. Just about 2 minutes after saying that, the entire bench is up working and moving around for the Gunners as we have 3, maybe 4 more substitutions here for Decatur FC. Thibodeau, Contreras, and I think
Fire wagon change for four Decatur FC players here, 24th minute.
That's Campbell Chapman for you.
And Plano with a sub. Plano will sit.
Thibodeau will sit as well. And I think Emma Chapman checked in, and so did
Smith Cathy, 21 in black, checking in as well. Spinning out of trouble, Kyler Zuloff. She'll go back to Olivia Silcox. Tried to go on the return, but Maggie Wadsworth was there on defense. Backward to go forward quickly. Trying to keep possession. Jordan Crosby trying to get possession for UFA, and it looks like Crosby's called for the foul as she was jousting with Borgel.
Going to be a free kick for Decatur FC. Ania Collier just checking into the game. She was the goal scorer in the thriller last year here in the rain. Let's see if she has any more magic here this evening. Oobs carrying it up the right side. She finds Smith Cathy. They're going to reset all the way back in the back. Bryant on the left side in possession. Lots of space in front. She plays it up the left wing. Heavy touch there from Decatur FC. Nice defensive playing here from the Gunners. Nice battle what this is going to be. Throw in taken quickly. Collier throws it down the line. Crossing over is Wadsworth. And UFA doing another great job of defending, clearing it out of the danger zone. Bryant trying to keep it in bounds for Decatur FC. She does. She swings it centrally. And they're going to keep swinging it further. Ferguson out to Oobs. Oobs crossing half field. Nice through ball. Nice 1-2 here with Chapman. Back to the feet of Bryant. Bryant up to Collier. Collier storming down the left wing, cuts it back. Nice cut catch here, but even better defending from UFA. Wow.
Jordan Crosby.
Oh, John, I say let him play. Going to be a free kick. Is it a free kick for Decatur FC or for UFA? Okay, it's going to be a free kick for the home team, but I say let him play. What a battle that was in the corner.
Nia Collier checking in for Decatur FC. So it's a foul.
I think Collier's going to take the free kick too, John.
10 yards away from the end line and a handful of yards away from the near side touch. 2 in the wall for UFA.
Collier. Lots of height, goes to the far post. Deflected off of Decatur FC, up in the air. UFA tries to head it away. This time in the advance, here comes Tippins. She was in an advanced role there, John, but nice defending there from Borgelt.
27th minute substitution now for Iggy Malika, swapping out Caroline Smith, I think. Or let's see who is going to be substituted out. I thought it was Caroline Smith, but it looks like Caroline just wants to take the throw.
I was about to say, I thought it was too.
So it looks like it's going to be Emma Kate Schroll, the midfielder from Mill Creek and Louisville.
Okay.
And checking in, it is going to be Teresa Woke.
18 minutes to go in the first half. Decatur FC up 1-0. They scored about, 30 seconds into the game. Not much action since then. Very good possession game from both teams. Still trying to figure one another out. Decatur FC dominating possession-ish. Gunners doing a great job of mounting the counterattack. Decatur FC in possession, so they have the back four. Nice possession here by Wadsworth. She swings it back to the defense. They're going to reset. Ferguson plays it out wide right to Oobs. Oobs plays it up the flank, looking for Smith Cathy. She's unable to run it down. Throw in UFA.
And for those that may not know, Teresa Woke, you may know her as Teresa Izeta from Kennesaw State.
Okay. Going to be a substitution for the Gunners. Tippins will get a breather. Throw in for Decatur FC right down the line. Chapman back to Oobs. Oobs able to keep it in bounds. Nope, she is not. The flag goes up. Throw in Gunners right in front of their bench.
29th minute, the 1 goal on the board, 34 seconds in by Wadsworth. That has been the difference so far. So Caroline Smith will have the throw in front of the UFA bench. Looking for Kyler Zuloff. Zuloff tries to get some fancy footwork going right at center line. Give and go goes to her. 15 yards in, tries to go long through ball for Jordan Crosby. Works its way all the way back to Nikki Badoon. And Badoon wheels it out to the left-hand side. Here comes Decatur FC.
Yeah. Bryant lost her footing there. Thankfully, Badoon was alert and ready. Cleared it out to the feet of Collier. Collier loses it, but right back in possession, Smith Cathy. Great bit of footwork. She swings it all the way over to the right side to Oobs. Oobs takes a few touches. Just crossing half field. Plays it through, looking for Smith Cathy again. Decatur FC losing possession. Gunners slowing it down a little bit. They have decided to ease off the press just a little bit. Oobs in possession for the home team. She's got a few options. Chapman in the middle, but she's going to go out wide right. She finds Ngulafek. Ngulafek to Chapman. It's going to be a foul on UFA. Free kick, Decatur FC. Just about 10 yards over half field. Chapman looking to go quickly. She plays it out to the wide right side. Nice bit of skill there. A little lucky there, but in possession still. Long shot attempt, and it sails just through the bottom of the crossbar for the football goalpost and right over the crossbar of the soccer goal kick for UFA.
2 more substitutions coming in for UFA and for Iggy Malika. Let's see, is it going to be, well, and also in is Ashlyn Koutsas. So checking out is Alex Parr. And also checking out, I think it is Naomi Maleka.
15 minutes to go in the first half. You're listening to the National Soccer Network. I am Drew Dickinson, joined by my tag team partner for the evening, John Nelson.
Check.
And we are broadcasting live from the beautiful city of Decatur, Georgia, in the Eagles' Nest here at Decatur High School. And what a matchup we have so far. Like John said, still 1-0 in favor of the home team, but UFA looking to make a name for himself. Winless on the season, trying to change that this evening as Oobs gets in front of that through ball attempt by the visitors. And she's going to get dispossessed immediately, or is it going to be a foul? I think it's going to be a foul on the Gunners. Free kick for Decatur FC.
Kate Markey also in wearing 19 in UFA red and white.
John, because of Aero Exterminators, all youth soccer players in Georgia got in for free tonight. Love to see it. In partnership with U.S. Soccer, Georgia Soccer, and GAWSA, the evening will spotlight youth engagement and the growth of the women's game in Georgia. Members of the U.S. Soccer Federation, Georgia Soccer, and the GWSA will be in attendance. And a little birdie says maybe stay tuned for
Maybe something little to happen.
halftime. I don't know. We'll find out.
Maybe. Our friend Tracy Messier was for U.S. Soccer. She was letting us know that we were probably going to have some fun at halftime with a guest. Nicely defended there by Bailey Mullen. Mullen, the defender who is at Wofford from River Ridge, now getting minutes here late in the first half. Under 14 to go here first half. Kutsis tries to track it down. Getting there first is going to be Borgelt. DFC will keep possession.
Oobs down to Ngulafek on the right side. Ngulafek tries to get across with that right foot, deflects off the Gunners. Throw in for the home team. Ngulafek will take the throw. Goes right down the line, not too far, about 5 yards, right to the feet of Grainer. And the official says it's off Grainer, throw in UFA.
Under 13 to go first half. Once again, 8 changes in the lineup for Iggy Malika from the 5-0 loss last time out for UFA. UFA starting the season with 4 road matches and starting off with 2 losses on the season. You're going to try and make a push for the postseason. You've got to start getting some wins and stealing them here. Losing your first 2 is going to make it that much more difficult for you.
Yep.
Throw for DFC, a handful of yards inside their own defensive half here on the near side, trying to work up the left.
Decatur FC, number 1 in the Southeast here in the WPSL, and the national rankings just recently came out yesterday. And Decatur FC hold on a top 10 spot, number 7 in the nation currently, looking to keep that momentum alive, going for 3 in a row. Gunners have come to town to try and put a stop to that. Back in possession, Ferguson. Drops it back to Carly Oobs. A lot of action tonight for Oobs. Beautiful ball right up the center of the field, right to the feet of Grainer. Grainer back to Chapman. Chapman out to Gulafek. Heavy touch. She drops it back to Oobs. Oobs has to chase it down. On a red shirt within 15, 20 yards of her. She's got plenty of time. She turns, looks up, plays a long ball through the middle, looking for Wadsworth off her right shoulder back to the Gunners.
Big swing trying to connect to Jordan Crosby, and they're going to say that Crosby touched it with a hand.
Yeah.
Early start for Decatur FC up the left-hand side.
Here we go. Ania Collier. She cuts it inside. Nice running here by the home team. Collier with a shot. Right foot shot goes far left, but I love the run from Sarah Grainer. She hits the corner from the central part of the field, opening up tons of space for Collier, and she didn't just run to it, John. She attacked it, but didn't get the shot she wanted. Goal kick for the visitors as Decatur FC line up another substitution. It looks like Gulafak will get a breather already.
And it looks like Caroline Smith will get the rest. Yes? No? Yes? I think so, yes.
Yeah, that time for sure.
Yes, and so that means that shifting out to the left is going to be LaBerge. We're used to seeing her on the right-hand side. She's now going to be in the left after this change. And Naomi Maleka checking back in for UFA.
On this substitution, we see Carly Oobs transition into the central part of that back line, and Ania Collier goes from the left wing all the way over to the right wing back position.
Zuloff won possession for UFA. Chasing after it is Kutsis. Trying to cut down the angle. Nicely done there. Zuloff, edge of the 18, dispossessed. But it ends up making its way only as far as Teresa Woke. Quick opportunity now up the left-hand side edge of the 18. Once again, Kate Markey looking inside the 18. Headed out inside the D. Joust, second ball. Third bounce goes to Decatur, 30 yards away from the end line. Here they come.
Plano to Bryant. Bryant launches it up through the middle to Wadsworth. Wadsworth takes a touch, and they drop it back to Borgelt. Borgelt, the anchor of the midfield. She's under no pressure ever. She's cool, calm, and collected. She's got a lot of space in the middle. Let's see if they find her. No, they're going to go up that right flank to the feet of Wadsworth. Wadsworth finds Borgelt. Borgelt takes a touch, looks up, tries to play a great ball up that flank on the right side to Contreras. UFA get a head on it, but it's still in that corner. A battle in the corner. Contreras.
LaBerge trying to guide the ball over the end line. She's taken down by Contreras, and so LaBerge goes back second chance, trying to work with Haley Collier, the Northern Colorado grad. And it's going to end up as a corner over at the far corner flag, 8:40 and counting first half. Looks like Emma Chapman will take.
Nice playing there in that far right corner by Contreras. And as John said, Chapman with the corner from the right side. She's got a right foot, so it's going to in-swing low, hard, off the volley to the far post. Great defending as it's cleared off the line by the Gunners. It could have been 2-0. Little confusion on the back line there inside the 6. Goalkeeper finally decides, I want it. She picks it up. UFA back in possession. But wow, what a corner and what a volley and what a goal opportunity there for the home team.
Chance was there for Maleka to clear, and I think Gracie Stair called her off. And so that would be why you ended up with this 1-2 opportunity. Nicely done, Maleka, on the overlap right at center line. Now 10 yards inside the attacking half. Cuts it back, going up against Smith Cathy. Pushes it forward once again into the corner, trying to combine with Kate Markey. Markey stops, start, goes toward the net, and it goes well wide of the near post. Goal kick at 7:40.
Another substitution, John, for Decatur FC. Maggie Wadsworth, Mississippi State University alum, will get the breather here. She's played the entire first half. You know, I remember last week we said, I don't expect to see her much more in the first half, and knowing Campbell, she'll come right back in a few minutes. Goal kick taken by Decatur FC off the head of Contreras. Ball finds its way to the feet of Smith Cathy. Smith Cathy looks up, plays a beautiful ball, just a bit too heavy, looking for the on-running Sarah Grainer, all the way up from the University of Miami, making her home here in Georgia.
Easy grab for Gracie Stair out the left-hand side. LaBerge tries to go long up the left, trying to combine with Kate Markey, the Johns Creek grad and Wofford product, and ends up going straight to Badoon.
Badoon in no rush. Finally picks the ball up, puts it in her hands. Tells the defense, push up. She throws it out to her left. Bryant has to put a head on it to keep in possession, and she's still able to maintain it for Decatur FC. It's going to be a foul on UFA. I'm sure Contreras would have wanted to keep possession, but that lets the clock move when the foul is blown. Borgelt plays it out to the right side to Collier. She takes a few touches, wanted to go down the right side, decides against it, resets with Oobs. Oobs plays it to Ferguson, back to Oobs on the right side. To Chapman. Chapman back to Collier. Collier centrally to El Shami, who was forced to play a one-time pass out to the wide right side of the field. Gunners read it well. Long kick from UFA as Decatur FC watch it sail over the goal line. It's going to be goal kick for Decatur.
Under 6 minutes to go first half.
Man.
After that initial goal, 35 seconds in, I think that UFA, you know, they had their meeting about 30 yards away from goal, just had a bit of a talking to with one another. And from there, it's kind of calmed down into a very, very tight contest, which is what we kind of anticipated with these two, considering that last year, UFA was 5-2-1 in, I think it's safe to say, as Brielle LaBerge gets ready for the throw, in one of the toughest conferences, if not the toughest conference in the WPSL. And so it's been a rough start for UFA coming out of the blocks at 0-2. Zuloff up the left-hand side, looking for Markey. Markey to Koutsas. Koutsas pulls it back nicely, edge of the 18 over on the far side. LaBerge looking for Jordan Crosby. Koutsas tried to challenge for that. Header once and twice. Posting up there nicely is Haley Collier, trying to keep the rush from Grenier from going forward. Kutsis now in pursuit. Couple of quick passes. Decatur FC trying to get out of a jam. Looks like it's going to hit Collier last and be a throw for Decatur FC.
Taking the throw for Decatur is Ania Collier. John mentioned the game last year. She's the one who got that lone goal right as the buzzer was sounding. Here come the home team. Decatur FC are going up against a little bit different kind of... The last 10 minutes here for UFA, they've dropped a lot more players.
Like with Kyler Zuloff, she's just like, I'm going to stand right here. You're not going to be able to get a quick start.
Well, that's what, you know.
What you're supposed to do.
Well, they call that professional, I guess, right, John? Smith Kathy in possession on the left side. She's carrying it into the box. Takes the inline, puts it up top, right into the arms of the UFA goalkeeper inside her own 6. Still 1-0.
Nicely done by Naomi Maleka there. She was keeping an eye. You could see that she was looking at the hips. She wasn't looking at the ball. She wasn't looking at feet, looking at the hips to try to figure out what the plan was. And it ended up, by the end of the play, being an easy grab for Gracie Stair. And here's Maleka with the ball. 15 yards shy of center line. Jordan Crosby passes centrally. Now inside the attacking half, 10 yards. Trying to go up the right. Too much for Kate Markey now on the right-hand side in pursuit. Now up the left, here comes Decatur FC and Micah Bryant.
Bryant's got a couple of options. She goes centrally, trying to find the feet of Shayer. Shayer just checking in for Decatur FC. And Smith Kathy was trying to bring it down with her chest. The chest and the ball just really weren't on the same page there. John, is going to be a throw-in for UFA just over half field. And just under 3 minutes to go.
Maleka with the throw, up and over. Too much for Zuloff. And the only folks there are in the black jerseys with the white trim, Decatur FC. Kutsis looking to challenge. Pass going forward, connecting with Emma Chapman. She spins away from Olivia Silcox. Goes to the back line and now trying to win possession back. Kutsis to the back line of Decatur FC. A handful of steps away from the end line. Big swing, and it's going to be a throw for Decatur, for UFA. Nicely contested there.
Or applying a little bit more pressure higher up the field, John.
Easy one hopper for Nikki Badoon.
Badoon quick throw out to her left. She finds the feet of Smith Kathy. Smith Kathy goes central to Scherer. Scherer finds Contreras. She receives, turns, tries to play it through. It would have been a great ball if she can get there. Even better save by UFA. Looking for Grainer was Contreras. Goalkeeper comes off her line and makes a very important save.
Yep, Briella Berge was there once again trying to guide it to Gracie Stair. Stair got there just in the nick of time, sending it long, about 20 yards now inside the attacking half for UFA, but now Decatur FC once again in possession. Jordan Crosby trying to win possession back for the visitors, goes down the left-hand side. It'll end up as a throw coming up on 75 seconds first half.
Grainer got bumped as she tried to keep it in bounds and ended up knocking it off her left foot, throwing quickly up that right flank for the Gunners.
Good 5 yards. Nicely done there by Maleka. Poked forward by Jordan Crosby, looking centrally for Teresa Woke. But here comes Decatur FC. Once again, Emma Chapman.
Lots of space on that right side for Decatur FC. Everybody was coming towards the ball last time out of possession and losing it. But right back in possession. Here come the home team. Grainer dispossessed right as she's creeping up to the 18. Contreras gets a left foot on it. Pings it out wide left to Smith Kathy. Smith Kathy pulls it back. Trying to maintain possession. Knocks out. Throw in for UFA.
About 30 seconds plus any added time here left in the first 45.
Knocked out of bounds. Throw in UFA. Lots of space. Ball's just going to roll into the arms of Badoon. She's going to throw it quickly out wide right. Oobs in possession. One touches it out to Collier. Collier looks up. She goes big. Looking for Scherer. Finds the feet of Contreras. Looks like it's going to be a handball. It's got to be a handball right off that right elbow.
It looked like Maleka went up with the right elbow and touched it and guided it toward Gracie Stair, but nothing happened in there.
Wow.
That was, we don't have VAR here today.
No, not at all.
We do not have VAR, but that was
I guess you can say fortunate for UFA.
Yes,
we don't have.
that is quite fortunate.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely true. Like I said, I think we're on the north end of the 1 minute left because the clock here at Decatur High School, once it goes to 1 minute remaining in any half, goes straight to triple zeros.
Good ball from Smith Caffey looking for Chapman. Chapman had her eye on the ball, nothing else. She kind of clambers into the goalkeeper as we still remain in first half stoppage. Decatur FC on top of the UFA Gunners 1-0. About 30 seconds into the game was the first goal. And like John said a few minutes ago, it's been a fairly tight game ever since then. Tippins had her team in a huddle just after the first goal scored. And whatever she said, it's worked.
Try and find out what that conversation was at some point.
Absolutely. Contreras toe pokes it through the middle. Chapman. Looks like Decatur FC just trying to force a little magic into the danger zone as we creep into the last seconds of the first half.
Oak was there to send it to the back line, looking for Haley Collier, and I think
that was it.
Will do it for the first 45.
First 45 has come to an end at Decatur High School. Decatur FC, UFA Gunners. Fairly tight first half possession. It started out all Decatur FC, but kind of evened out as the half went on.
It did.
Decatur FC up 1-0. 30 seconds in, first goal. 0-2 this season for UFA. Can't really tell.
No.
Played fairly well.
And like I said, it was 8 changes from the lineup in Chattanooga. So we'll see what happens going forward, and we're going to try and do some TV twister here, some TV production twister, because as promised, we do have a halftime guest.
Yes, we do.
You know what? And I'm going to yield my headset to said halftime guest to start the conversation with you so we can have all kinds of fun. So if you hear jostling, that is me removing my headset and handing it to the guest at halftime. Like I said, this literally is going to be some serious TV production Jenga. So here we go. I'm handing the headset over.
Well, as promised, like John said, very special guest has made her way into the broadcast booth. Ladies and gentlemen, Decatur, Georgia, all around the WPSL, if you're listening wherever you are, please welcome Miss Sherry Summers. She is the Chief Soccer Growth Officer here for the United States Soccer Federation. Sherry, how you doing? Welcome to Decatur.
Thank you. I'm doing fantastic. This has been a great experience so far, and always good to come out of the first half up 1-0, so all good.
So, Chief Soccer Growth Officer, that's your title.
Yes.
For everybody who's listening and they may not really understand, explain to them what it is that you do on a daily basis for USSF.
Definitely. So in my role, there's really 2 goals that I focus on. The first is how are we growing participation? Whether you are a player, a coach, a referee, you name it. And once you're part of the funnel, how can we create the right types of environments and experiences and opportunities that allow you to fall in love with the sport of soccer, which I hope everyone is and has the opportunity to do so, and that you stay connected to the sport for forever, for as long as possible. And I know that I'm a big believer in pathways and not pyramids, and I think people have unique pathways in and out of the sport and hopefully stay a part of it no matter the role moving forward. And that's where I get to luckily spend most of my time.
So you, California native.
Yes.
How long have you been over here in Georgia?
I have been in Georgia officially a year.
Okay, so we
fast.
We know the new hub for U.S. soccer is going to be here in Atlanta.
Yep.
Now, obviously, that is why you're here. Have you had any sort of, how do I say this? any inklings of what might be your favorite restaurant that you found here in the city of Atlanta?
No. Atlanta is a foodie city.
It is.
That is one of my favorite discoveries of Atlanta. I have to say that I'm a big sushi.
Okay, I didn't expect that.
Yes, and one of my go-to spots, which I hope doesn't mean that I no longer can go to the spot because it becomes so popular, but MF Sushi in
Okay,
Oak Park.
yep.
But there are phenomenal food spots all over, and I feel like I need to go explore many more.
Absolutely, and the square in Decatur, like you said,
My
Atlanta.
first time to the square, which I will be back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Atlanta is definitely a food hub of America. But I wanted to ask you that. Get that out of the way. So, as I mentioned before, California native, you actually played for the U.S. national team at the youth level. You played all 4 years at Stanford, where you were a captain. You even dabbled a little bit in the pro circuit in Norway, FK Fortuna.
Yep.
So, all the WPSL players here tonight and all the ones who are listening, even the younger girls, even women here in not just Georgia, but across America, what message would you have for them or for the ones who have aspirations, not to just play for their country, but to play overseas? What kind of message do you have for them as far, I mean, you can see the field right here, and I don't know the percentage of, who makes it, who doesn't make it, but I can't remember my time growing up that the youth and just the camaraderie of the community, not just Decatur, but everywhere. What message do you have for the young ladies, the young women here, like I said, not just in Georgia, but in America, about what it takes to make it, point blank?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say something that seems pretty simple, but have fun.
Yeah.
I think oftentimes people focus on competitiveness, the ability to train, get technically better, get tactically better, get physically better. But at the end of the day, if you don't love this sport and you don't show up and find joy in the sport, that is why we are here. And I think that's so critical no matter what level you are. And I think that really motivates you to show up and be your best every single time. So you look at this field right now, I guarantee every single person out there is having a blast. And I hope that people take that forward.
I couldn't agree more. So, Chief Growth Officer, John, what was it? 2550 broke the record opening night.
Yes.
See,
Great.
see. So it's working. How many WPSL games have you actually been? Is this your first one?
This is my first in Atlanta.
Okay.
I will be back.
Well, we would love that. As far as what you've seen elsewhere in here, is the fanfare the exact same, or is it obviously different everywhere you go?
I think what's really fantastic, I think soccer is having a wonderful moment right now in the U.S. It's been around for a few years where the popularity is growing. Soccer's here to stay.
Yeah.
I think Atlanta is a phenomenal soccer city, but I don't think it's alone in that. And I think it's only going to get more and more popular with just all of the amazing competitions that are coming up. Obviously, the World Cup next year, with the investment and the growth of the sport both here, but also internationally. That now, I mean, if you are a little girl, you can see a future in soccer, both in America and around the globe, which I think is fantastic. So I'm excited. One of the reasons I took this role is because I wanted to build a culture of soccer in America that was here to sustain. I think you see that in a lot of other countries. And I think we're well on our way, if not already there. And I think it's just going to get stronger and stronger.
Well, I do have to say so myself. I know you started out sports broadcasting. You're doing a good job. You and the microphone seem a little bit at home. You're more than welcome up here anytime, Sherry. It was so nice to talk to you. Real quick before we let you go, I know I asked you this before, but anything else you want to say to the young women of America playing soccer? Anything important that maybe we haven't spoken about that you want to just share real quick?
I just think stick with it. This is the most beautiful game, in my opinion. I'm obviously biased, but it does so much for you, both professionally, personally. It builds your character. It offers so much, and I think I'm just really excited that soccer is continuing to grow, continue to make an impact here, and I think it's the ultimate equalizer, that it brings people together in ways that not every sport can say that, and I think just enjoy the moment and enjoy being a part of this and take advantage of that.
All right, real quick before we let you get out of here, we got about 10 minutes to go, a little less than 10 minutes to go before the second half kicks off. Favorite club team?
Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to answer that.
Team USA.
I mean, Team USA, I don't think that's technically a club team, but I'm all Team USA. All 27 national teams, which I doubt a lot of people might know that we have 27 national teams. So
That's actually kind of cool,
Yeah,
and it's a
yeah.
big number. It's a big number.
Yeah.
I didn't want to put you on the spot. I'm actually glad you didn't answer because I didn't want to dislike you for saying the wrong thing. No, I'm just kidding. And last thing before I go, Messi or Ronaldo?
Oh, now I will answer that. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble with this, but I'm a huge Messi fan.
Okay. All right. Can somebody get her microphone, take her headset? No, just kidding. Sherry, thank you so much for joining us.
you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sherry Summers, Chief Soccer Growth Officer, United States Soccer Federation. Sherry, enjoy your time here in Decatur.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. About 7.5 minutes to go before the second half is underway. Be back in a flash.
Sacker down by the end line. Puts us across. Lose your eye! And just like that, 1-1. Now Elders may look to take a shot. He does, and he buries it! Steps up, and just like that, Reed Dennis comes up big. Lose your eye, one-on-one. Lose your eye. Oh, he'll be taken down inside the box.
Knocked back in. Nationals got it. Bicycle kick for a goal!
Now Sacker. Sacker into the 18. Sacker shot. That goes off the goalkeeper's glove into the net. 2-1 here in the 32nd. This one played in. That's a good ball. That one goes in. And just like that, the Nationals now have a 1-0 lead. Walensky puts his far post. One-touch opportunity. And what a great goal that was.
Joaquin Beatty of Ohio League.
Look at that shot from Sevy Roy. My goodness, Sevy Roy with a left-footed banger.
Are you looking to play at the next level? MSN is now offering player recruitment videos. We are excited to partner with you and your family in getting you to the next level. To learn more about our packages and what we offer, head over to the MichiganSoccerNetwork.com. Remember, your journey starts with a click.
Looks great. Oh.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
In our online world, we have access to endless communication channels. But despite our online connections, one dynamic will always separate the value in a phone call from an email, and that's relationship. Growing businesses and customer relationships live and die by the phone system, and an enterprise phone solution is the key to bridging the communication gap between you and your customers. At Spectrum VoIP, we exist to make sure your communication is seamless, consistent, and reliable. With simple pricing and reliable support, we dramatically reduce your telecommunication expenses. We come to you to install, train, and onboard your team, and our 24/7 support team is always available to help. Our interactive web portal has endless features that include the real-time data you need, the ability to record, download, and re-listen to phone calls, and sending SMS text messages straight from your computer. And the best part is that all of this is available in the palm of your hand. Since reliability is one of your top priorities, we make it one of ours. So what makes us different? We don't just connect your phones. We power your connection with your customers, your team, and your next level as a business.
The Flint City Bucks are Michigan's top soccer franchise with 4 national championships, 9 conference titles, and 15 Great Lakes Division titles. They have produced 107 players for Major League Soccer, and they focus on attracting top talent and shaping soccer's future. Michigan Bucks Academy joins NLS Next new competition tier starting in September of 2025. This offers elevated levels of play and flexibility for high school participation. The Academy will provide premier development, high-performance training, and exposure to scouts through regional tournaments and MLS Next events. For more information on tryouts, training programs, and key updates as we prepare for our first season in MLS Next new tier, visit MichiganBucksAcademy.com.
Accelerate your soccer journey this summer at Oakland University.
From June 30th to July 31st, players will have the incredible opportunity to refine their skills under the guidance of Oakland University soccer coaches.
Train at world-class facilities while gaining insight into life in a collegiate environment.
These camps cater to a range of skill sets and ages, from youth programs to the Elite ID program,
ensuring participants are surrounded by peers who challenge and inspire. As one of the premier soccer institutions in the Horizon League, Oakland University soccer program offers an unparalleled environment for growth and development.
Don't miss your chance.
Register now at oaklandboyssoccercamps.com.
The 2025 UDM Boys Summer College Prospect ID Camp is designed for field players and goalkeepers seeking exposure to college coaches, professional training sessions, competitive matches, and insight into the college soccer environment. Directed by the UDM men's soccer staff, this camp is ideal for players serious about advancing their soccer careers. On July 26th and 27th, the camp becomes a perfect platform for aspiring athletes to showcase their talent.
Right, and they're all blacks, white trim, and going right to left, and their red and white trim kits will be the UFA Gunners.
And just a reminder, the way that the stadium is structured here at Decatur, DFC made the conscious point to stare into the sun in the first 45 minutes. The sun, as you are watching the match or picturing the match in your mind's eye, is off camera left. And so for the second 45 minutes, you're already seeing defenders for UFA covering their eyes, trying to shield and shade. It's going to be interesting to see how Decatur FC attacks this in the second 45 minutes. And the last person that's going to have the sun in their eyes is the keeper, Gracie Stair. We'll keep an eye on this as we go, as we're now underway here, second 45.
Dylan Driver in possession for DFC. Lays it off on the right side to El Shami. Shami lays it off to Driver. Driver cuts it back on the inside. She's 18 bound. Nice cut back once again, but even better defending, John. Wow.
Nothing there. I think that Dylan Driver was trying to draw a penalty inside the 18, but I didn't think there was anything there.
Nice clearance here.
Popped up into the air. Koutsas plays it back. Nice little cut back by Caroline Smith to herself, trying to go long and work it with Kate Markey, and it ends up inside the 18. Easy grab for Badoon.
Getting a head on it was Ferguson. She put her head on it to put it back to Badoon, but didn't get enough on it and kind of winced as if she wasn't sure if it was going to get there. Thankfully, it did. Big battle in the midfield. The referee is going to call a foul on
Decatur. Haley Collier hitting the turf. Well, you had 2 on each side clattering together.
Looks like they called it on Thibodeau.
And it looks like and standing in the way and a little slow getting up is
she okay?
Haley Collier. Going to go with the sub. Kind of got clattered into.
Man.
And
she's walking awfully gingerly.
Yeah. Collier, when she kind of got crunched in, it looks like she hit the turf. It did not look like it was hard contact, and then she goes onto the surface here at Decatur High School. So now she's
almost about 10 yards from making her way off the field. We got the trainers waiting on her. Have we seen a sub come on for her?
Have not. I'm doing a quick count. 4, 6, 8.
And they had to if she's going to the bench. Okay.
Sub came on, but we'll see who the substitution is. Substitution was not announced. We'll see who it was.
So Hadley Collier limps off. Looks like she's got a right foot injury. If we find out any more, I don't know how we will, but if we do, we'll let you know back home. Nice pressure from Wadsworth.
Caroline Smith with possession up the left-hand side to Henley Tippins. Tippins was very, very busy in the first 45. Teresa Woke Izeta, Kennesaw State product. In the midfield for UFA. 3rd minute of the second half, 48th overall. 1 goal on the board, the only goal. And since that first 34 seconds, it has been nothing but back and forth the entire time. And speaking of back and forth, all the way back to Gracie Stair.
Looks like Decatur FC have started this second half the way they started the game. This is Coach Campbell's favorite 11. And UFA trying to exploit this back line. Nice through ball here to Tippins, John.
Sirda, nicely done to Tippins. Wants to cut it back to her right. Edge of the 18. A lot of open space. Pushed through and just over the crossbar. Chance was there for UFA for the equalizer. 3.5 minutes in, but it goes over the football crossbar, FUTBOL, and under the high school football crossbar, FOOTBALL. We're still at 1-0.
John, I love the non-selfish play there from Tippins. She cut it on the inside. She could have taken that ball about 10 yards further, but she laid it across for her teammate, who had a great strike with the inside of her foot, just like you said, over both bars.
Early second half chance for Teresa Wokizeta. Mentioned Tippins. Tippins, another opportunity.
What a save, diving to the right, Badoon, John.
To the far post. Badoon had it tracked. And Henley Tippins was almost upper 90 far post, but Badoon was there for the big save. Corner for UFA.
Tippins was not laying.
For the corner. So right hand in the air, outswinger with the right. Headed toward the penalty spot. Headed up into the air. Cleared away, volleyed away by Wadsworth. A bit of a run available for DFC in the form of Plano.
Plano still tracking down that. Well, now she's on the left side. Knocked out of bounds. UFA, very crucial time to put the ball out of bounds. DFC was tracking up the left side. Once again, knocked out by UFA. Even further into the Gunner danger zone will be a throw-in for Decatur.
15 yards away from the far side corner flag. Now, Maleka was there for the last chance defending for UFA.
Wadsworth lays it off. Ball's going to be played across the middle. and it goes right across the mouth of the goal. No one touches it. Streaking back to maintain possession was El Shami. She drops it back to Oobs. Oobs plays it through to Driver. Driver just inside the 18. Beats her man. Now inside the 18. Lays it across the middle. Deflected off of the Gunners. And it will be a corner for Decatur FC. Nice bit of play in there. El Shami to Driver. John, we said it just as the game started. She is hungry and she wants her first goal of the season, does Dylan Driver.
Cleared away by Bailey Mullen, the Wofford Junior and River Ridge grad. You see players, as we anticipated, you see the players for UFA kind of shielding their eyes a little bit here. 6th minute of the second half. Corner, a chance for goal number 2 for the home side.
Thibodeau from the right side. She puts her foot right under it, gets a knuckle, goes right across the middle. Big battle in there at the top of the 6. Couple of DFC players, UFA players. Goalkeeper for the Gunners. Routine save as she shoves her defensive players up the field as she prepares to punt.
Jasmine Ferguson, a bit of involved in that joust, trying to win the header for Decatur FC.
What a punt. Off the head of Oobs to Thibodeau. Leaves a player in the dust. Tries to find Contreras. Contreras gets a little bit too heavy. Off her right foot. Cleared up by the Gunners. Back to El Shami. She one-times it down the right flank. Looking for an on-running Dylan Driver. Cleared away by the Gunners. Throw in DFC. Driver will keep the throw. She goes square to Contreras. One time. And keeper comes off her line and makes a routine save for UFA.
Popped up into the air. It looked like it was more trouble, at least from our angle, than it actually was. Had a little bit of air underneath it, and by the time Gracie Stair got to it, easy grab for her, no contesting. McKay Schroll to Teresa Wokazeta. LeBurge playing in more of a forward position here to start the second half. She's been known to do both. Looking into the middle. Schroll pushes to Kutsis. Kutsis has a chance to Sarah Sirda. Sirda tries to go far post. It looks like she caught it with the outside of the right, well wide of the far post. Goal kick. 7 minutes, 40 seconds in, so 8th minute of the second half, 53rd overall. Still at 1-0. Chances have been there for both sides.
Badoon places it down on the left side of the 6 as she is ready to kick this goal kick away for Decatur FC. Goes up that left flank. Thibodeau, Plano battling for it. Plano back in possession for Decatur FC. Gets a lucky bounce to the feet of Thibodeau. Sydney cuts it back inside to Wadsworth. Wadsworth looks up, plays a beautiful ball. Diagonal down the left side to Driver. She goes across the goal mouth. And another great routine save for UFA.
Gracie Stair was there, had it locked in the whole time. Dylan Driver was on a full head of speed, a full head of steam. She had it in 5th gear, and it was a bit of a difficult shot for her at a really tight angle, but Gracie Stair was there for the grab. Stair will send it skyward once again, right through center logo. First touch by Henley Tippins, trying to head the ball forward. But the defense is there. Carly Oobs.
Oobs puts it into space down the right flank, looking for Wadsworth. Drops it back to the goalkeeper. She's pressured big time by DFC's Dylan Driver, forcing a clearance by the UFA goalkeeper. It's going to be a throw-in. Decatur deep in the danger zone for UFA. Decatur are knocking on the door. El Shami to Wadsworth. Back to El Shami, and Wadsworth was offside as she prepares the cross. Goes behind the goal anyways. Free kick in the far left corner for the Gunners. John, one thing I've noticed, DFC, they'll transition up the pitch, but once they put the through ball into space for Driver and she crosses it, you've seen the last 3 crosses. There's not a black shirt within 10 yards of her, so they have to start moving the players up with each other in possession. As you can see, Borgelt, she still stays back in the anchor spot, so we need Contreras, El Shami to support Driver just a little bit more if they want to find another goal.
Okazeta out to the left-hand side, and Caroline Smith, who's going to go long down the middle. Header, second ball, one back once again.
Ferguson wanted a foul.
Kutsis, just outside center circle. 10 yards inside the attacking half. Schroll.
Oh.
Nice ball. Opportunity here for UFA just outside the edge of the 18. Once again, it's LeBurge. LeBurge pass had too much on it. I know that you were looking possibly flag up for offside, but it ends up just going over the end line. Goal kick here, 11th minute of the second half, still at 1-0.
what you do is you watch that body language of the AR. You know, if they're bending down ready, you can see that flag about to go up, but goal kick anyways, same spot as said potential offside. Badoon with the goal kick. 50-50 ball brought down. Still 50-50. Plano in possession, streaking down that left flank. She's got Wadsworth in the middle, Driver in the middle, and in the far post is Thibodeau, and it streaks across the goal mouth once again. The exact same play as Driver just a few moments ago, and nobody for DFC at the top of the 18 to pick up the trash. Great defensive playing here from Becky Contreras. Great battle here. The official calls a foul on UFA. Free kick to Decatur.
Foul on Koutzis. Koutzis and Contreras. Nice 1v1 battle there. Possession going back and forth a couple of times. And El Shami is going to yield the duties of the set piece from 35 yards away from the near side corner flag at about a 45-degree angle. What does Thibodeau have in mind here?
A one-woman wall right in front of her, and she's also got El Shami down the right flank. As you said, let's see what she does. She puts an arm up, she pops it, puts a little backspin on it. Ball just streaks through the goal mouth once again, and yeah. But Plano tried, but it was off of DFC. Goal kick for the visitors.
Yeah, it was Plano and LaBerge who were having the final joust right near the end line, and was last touched by Decatur FC. That'll go out as UFA was trying to give themselves a little bit of breathing room. So throw for Decatur FC.
Bryant throws it central to Thibodeau. Tibbs tries to knock it back to Borgelt, and she is dispossessed. And here come the Gunners.
Up the left-hand side, Sarah Sirda. Bit of a 360. Gives to Schroll, now playing on the outside on this particular possession. Push through Caroline Smith, Koutzis, and Schroll. Schroll, corner, 10 yards away from the corner flag. Give to Koutzis. Koutzis into Sarah Sirda. Sirda, Peachtree Ridge grad IU product. Wokazeta dispossessed. Here comes Decatur FC.
Driver. She's very smartly looking around, making sure she's got some teammates. She's still in possession, makes another move. Finds Plano in space. Plano driving into the 18. Left-footed shot deflect off of the defender into the arms of the goalkeeper. Decatur FC are knocking on the door, John. Just don't have much in-game.
Naomi Maleka was there once again, keeping an eye on the whole process. And you can see what Maleka was doing. She was pushing the angle further and further away, making it more difficult to the near post if there was going to be any kind of a shot. So it was an easy grab for Gracie Stairs. She tries to send it to Henley Tippin, center circle.
I think it's going to go off the head of El Shami, throw in UFA, just about at half field. 31 and a half minutes to go in the ball game. Drew Dickinson, John Nelson broadcasting live from Decatur High School on the National Soccer Network. DFC on top of the visiting UFA Gunners 1-0. About 35 seconds into the first half, Decatur FC had the first goal. It's been pretty 50-50 since then. And as I say that, Driver finding some space in behind that back line of UFA. Great defending once again from the Gunners, keeping Driver out of the 18.
Mullen was there, and off the deflection, it goes all the way over to the far side touch, trying to take a big swing at it. UFA. Gazetta from Kennesaw. Maleka trying to get out of a jam with a couple of passes in a very short space. Gained about 30 yards of breathing room, but over on the far side, looks like it's going to be a substitution now for the Gunners. Checking out Sarah Sirda. Looks like it's going to be two players checking in for Iggy Malika. So looks like it's Wokazeta and Sirda out.
No movement on the home team bench.
And it looks like it is Kyler Zuloff, 32, and Olivia Silcox, 15, checking in.
Brian throws it into Plano. Plano dribbles into the corner, able to get out of the pressure, drops it back to Borgelt. Borgelt tries to force it into Driver. The ball's cleared away by UFA. Right back to the feet of Sydney Thibodeau. Thibodeau lays it off the left flank to Bryant. Bryant low, hard screamer across the goal mouth once again. Nobody to pick up the trash on the far post. Gunner, goal kick.
Here's a question that I have. Next substitution for Gunners at the next opportunity, obviously. But I wonder, when Jordan Crosby is in possession, and just as an example, you have Contreras there. What do you have when you have Auburn teammates going at one another in this match? I wonder what those conversations are like. Cleared away, working up the left-hand side, trying to turn. Henley Tippins had possession, lost it. Now it's an opportunity for Maggie Wadsworth and for Decatur FC.
I don't know what they were saying, but I know they were probably thinking, gosh, I wish I partied in Athens when I was in college. Taking the inline, putting it up top. DFC, the ball's lofted over the back line of the goal, across the mouth. And once again, UFA bailed out by the lack of presence at the far post. El Shami going to take the throw right down the right side of the, almost said right side of the inline, but that doesn't really make much sense. Wadsworth, great ball control, puts it across the middle, almost finding the head of Contreras. Goalkeeper bobbling it, and it's going to go out, forced out by the Gunners. Corner right side for Decatur FC.
And we do have a keeper change here in the second half. Gracie Stair is out, and Elka Travis, who started the match last week, sophomore at Evansville, two-time U.S. national camp participant at keeper, Faith Lutheran High School out of Henderson, Nevada. So Elka Travis, who started last time against Chattanooga, now in the second half for Gracie Stair.
Tibbs takes the corner. Ball's bouncing inside the 18, cleared away by UFA. El Shami trying to chase it down, knocks it back out to the right side. One time, in-step, far post, Thibodeau! And Contreras is going to want that. Excuse me, that was Ferguson. Fergie's going to want that back as UFA take the goal kick, John. They're going to call for a
substitution, so we'll see what the substitution is. It looks like it is going to be Malika out. And we will see if it is the other end of my conversation and Jordan Crosby. I think it is Jordan Crosby who is in. The goal kick for Elka Travis.
Goal kick or a free kick, John? She took that at the penalty spot. Nice defending there from Oobs. There was a little bit of potentiality there from UFA. Oobs was in great positioning.
Alex Parr checking in, 23 not 13.
Driver coming back from her number 9 position. Winning the ball in the midfield. Well done. Finds Contreras. She beats through a slide tackle. She gets taken down herself. Referee says play on. Contreras hits the deck again. That time, not arguably, she was looking for a call there. Didn't get it. Tried to go up the line at UFA. Cleared off the left boot of Micah Bryant. Throwing in front of the DFC bench for the Gunners.
Bailey LaBerge will be the one to throw, but the collision I think that we're keeping an eye on is Bailey Mullen and Becky Contreras.
Yes.
We'll keep an eye on 6v6 and see how both of them are, because it looked like a heavy challenge on both sides.
And they both wanted it all. They didn't back away from anything. Here comes Thibodeau. She's got El Shami on the right side. She tries to find El Shami just a little bit too late, but El Shami finds possession, puts it back through to Driver. They want another handball. Referee says, Cleared away by UFA. Back to the feet of Contreras. Becky Contreras lays it off to El Shami. El Shami drops it back to Borgelt. Borgelt back to Oobs to reset. Oobs gets lucky as Tippins
really
was there, John.
Try and go for the steal.
Wow. El Shami brings it back centrally, switches fields, finds the feet of Ferguson. Ferguson lifts it up to the feet of Plano. Plano takes a touch, beats the men, taking the inline. Great defensive positioning here from the Gunners as Plano cuts it back on the inside, lays it across the middle, finds Driver. She gets her foot tripped out from under her. That time she hit the deck by a foul. Referee once again says play on. I'm liking the officiating. Wide open, the middle, Wadsworth lets it fly, far left corner. Maggie Wadsworth, and that's a goal. Ball comes played in from the left flank. Maggie Wadsworth brings it down one time, far post, 2-0 Decatur FC. 25 to go in the game. And don't let the scoreboard fool you. Decatur FC up 2-0, but this is a battle.
the Evansville product. See once again up the left-hand side, Henley Tippins. Into the middle, Olivia Silcox. Out to the right of Maleka. To the middle for Schroll. Schroll dispossessed. And now up the middle, trying to connect on a couple of passes with Dylan Driver. Back and forth continues. Parr gets possession, sends it all the way back to Travis. UFA will start it up all over again with Olivia Silcox. Silcox to Koutsas. West Forsyth grad. Give to Tippins. Tippins looking down the middle, too much on it, trying to combine with Kyler Zuloff. Defense was there. The back line of 4 for Decatur FC.
John, Sidney Thibodeau has dropped back an awfully lot into the defensive portion of the midfield. I wonder if that's a coaching change. Drop off, hold the lead, defend. Because now we've got Contreras, Thibodeau, and Borgelt all in the central part of the midfield, anchoring right in front of that back line. In possession now, Borgelt. One time looking for the goal scorer, Maggie Wadsworth, in space. Cleared away, out of bounds by the Gunners. Throw in Decatur.
Alex Parr, the last on defense there. Sanford Bulldog and the Johns Creek grad.
El Shami takes the throw. Finds the feet of Contreras. She's got 2 red shirts on her. She tries to turn. Knocked out of bounds by the Gunners. Throw in taken quickly by El Shami. Finds Driver. Driver carrying it into the 18. Now just outside. Tries to play a left-footed cross onto the other side of the 18. Deflected by UFA. Here they come.
Parr up the left-hand side to Henley Tippins. Tippins now playing left wing. Tries to
She forced that one, John.
send the pass, and it was right to a defender. I know the idea was trying to go through ball, but nicely anticipated there by Decatur FC.
Contreras goes centrally to Driver. Driver's going to be fouled from behind. Free kick about 35 yards out for DFC. And this one has Sidney Thibodeau written all over it.
She's already claimed it. She's just like, yeah, I don't know about the rest of you.
Exactly.
Foul on Schroll. So we'll see what happens here. 30 yards away from goal.
2-man wall. 10 yards given by the official.
It should be pretty easy to mark off. If you're at the high school football 20, get to the high school football 10.
Simple enough. Thibodeau, the approach, the shot, low, hard. Looks like it went just a little wide right. Goal kick UFA as Decatur line up a couple of subs.
It was high over the net and wide of the near post. So opportunity for substitutions for Campbell Chapman. We'll see what happens here. Looks like it's going to be Sarah Grenier. The next opportunity.
What a beautiful night here in Decatur, Georgia. Decatur FC welcoming in the UFA Gunners. John, honestly, if you're a soccer player, you couldn't ask for better weather.
Yeah, you're looking at temps in the 70s after the rain that happened earlier this afternoon.
The sun finally hit its face. Now the goalkeepers are very comfortable.
Sun's finally now below the tree line and below the condo line.
Going to have some substitutions here. Looks like Driver's going to get a break, and Sidney Thibodeau will get a break as well. Well-deserved. Both have played fantastic so far here in the second half.
Yeah, like I said, Contreras, Thibodeau, and Driver, when they have conversations with Jordan Crosby, what are those conversations like tonight?
You know, John.
And Emma Chapman Emma Chapman a part of this, the ins and outs as well.
El Shami to Contreras. Contreras plays it back through. She finds the feet of Grainer. Long shot attempt. Goalkeeper having to shuffle her feet from right to left, making the save from the long-distance shot there by Micah Bryant, South Carolina Gamecock.
Nicely done by Greiner trying to find the open space, and there was a lot of space available for Bryant. No one within a good 10 yards. So you've got the green light, you got the space. No worries there. Travis foot into football, but first touch went to Jasmine Ferguson, and once again on the chase, Decatur FC.
Greiner trying to keep the ball in the danger zone. Nice defensive playing here from UFA. Nice battle once again between these ladies. Throw in Decatur El Shami will take it, not before a quick substitution for the home team.
So they're going to let it happen. Looks like it might happen for both sides.
Yeah, Plano's going to take a breather for Decatur. Looks like Ania Collier just got off the bench. And Smith Cathy checking in for Decatur FC. And it looks like we're going to have Gulafak joining Collier in a moment. Ball's back in live play. El Shami. Greiner back to El Shami, and she's going to be offside just by a hair as she plays the cross in. Keeper saved it anyways. Free kick, Gunners.
And it looks like Emma Kate Schroll will check out. See what it looks like for the replacement for UFA.
Two subs up and waiting for Decatur. Ania Collier and Kathleen Gulafak. One out of the air by Contreras, back to the feet of UFA. They're working down the right flank, John.
Well, Gazetta is the change. Jordan Crosby, too much for her, but Henley Tippins once again gets possession just outside of the 18. Big save for Badoon to keep it at 2-0 with 18 to go.
Badoon diving to her right, getting two mittens on it, making a fantastic save. I don't care about the save. I want to see the shot again. What a shot from Henley Tippins. Right corner of the 18, tried to go far post.
In swinger with the right to the edge of the 6, trying to get first touch. Jordan Crosby cleared away by Decatur FC and can't keep it in, so it will end up as a throw. Sarah Greiner tried to keep it in. Two substitutions waiting the next opportunity, and here they come. So it looks like Maggie Wadsworth, maybe?
El Shami and Oobs looks like.
Okay, so El Shami and Oobs. Okay. Wadsworth started running, and then she stopped.
She did.
It's like, wait, nope, not me.
And checking in for Oobs will be Ania Collier, and checking in for El Shami will be Kathleen Gulafak.
Kutsis outside of the right. Popped up into the air by Tippins, trying to get it to Jordan Crosby. Has Kutsis off her left shoulder. Kutsis picks the ball up after bodies go, neither one gaining possession and both of them hitting the turf, but just sent long by Decatur FC, trying it all up and over again. It'll be Naomi Maleka.
Greiner, Wadsworth on their bikes, just not fast enough. Goalkeeper plays it up through the central channel.
Gazetta goes back to Travis. Travis tries to go towards center circle.
Nice touch.
First touch. Nicely done there by Tippins, keeping Becky Contreras away.
And she brought that down out of the air.
Nicely done.
Very
there.
exquisite.
Silcox to Kutsis. Kutsis tries to go forward, looking for Crosby. Crosby pushed from behind. Kutsis sticks with the play. Silcox goes back to Parr. Parr at center circle out to Maleka on the right. Was there by Smith Cathy, and it's going to end up as a throw right around the substitution table. They're just going to say, why not right at center line? Go for it. And so Naomi Maleka, she's going to gain about another 8 yards, I think, by the time she threw it. Hey, look, if they're not going to look.
That's that Luke Shaw.
Go for it, man.
Yep.
Look, if they're not going to say you need to retreat, then you're not going to retreat.
Oh, Greiner was on her bike trying to get through.
Yep.
That was I'm not too sure if I'm a coach. I want my players to do that one again.
Travis, Silcox, Kutsis, center line, 10 yards in, 20. 25-yard run, nicely pushed forward to Jordan Crosby. Crosby tries to get around. Nice piece of last chance defending there by Jasmine Ferguson. Throw for UFA coming up on 15 minutes to go.
Got 3 subs lined up, ready to come in for Decatur FC. One of them will be a goalkeeping change.
Silcox into Crosby. Crosby tries to go inside the 18, clatters around, and Emma Chapman will clear up the left-hand side, a rush for Decatur FC.
Smith Cathy got some space in front, cuts it back, and she's going to take a breather, reset, finds Bryant. Bryant goes up centrally to Chapman. Chapman she had no idea that there was a player right there in front of her. Kyler Zuloff taking it off the feet of Chapman, but right back to the feet of Micah Bryant, who finds what a through ball. Smith Cathy Almost getting through there to Sarah Grainer.
Bailey Mullen was there, and she was the last defender for UFA, but the deflection goes all the way back to Elka Travis. Under 14 and a half to go. Travis foot into football. Zuloff tried to be first to touch and control, but it goes back to Decatur FC.
Okay, John, so I'm seeing a pattern because it's the same pattern that I saw in the second half of opening week against Union 10 FC. They move Borgelt. Wait a minute.
Nicely done by Koutzis up and over the top. Henley Tippins tries to keep possession. She's got it with the spin.
It's going to be offside.
And offside flag is up. Nice idea by Koutzis trying to combine with Tippins, but the timing was off by just a little bit, and now you're going to get your fire wagon change, including the keeper change on the night.
Yep. Contreras will take a breath. Badoon, goalkeeper change. She'll get a breather for the night. And we're going to get a more kind of a makeshift line change. I believe Borgelt, she just left her right back position. Now she's back centrally. And Chapman has now, John, she's now moved up to the false 9, the number 10 position here for Decatur FC.
Katie Oakley in net for the first time this season here on the home turf for Decatur FC.
Nia Collier put her hand up. She called it. Nice ball. Far post. Wide open.
Up and over. Was there.
Grainer was wide open at the far post.
Don't break your phone.
I don't even know how that happened. It was right here.
Well, you get excited. Sometimes things just slide.
These microphones are very sensitive. They hear everything.
I also heard the smash on the floor through the headset.
Well, that's what I mean.
It was independent of the headset. No, the phone smashes, you know what that sounds like. It is its own noise.
Thankfully, it wasn't smashed.
No, because you have your protective case on.
Bingo.
Okazeta tried to send it up the right-hand side. Defense was there. Throw by Maleka coming up under 12 and a half to go.
John, I don't think we've even mentioned this tonight. We've got an all-female officiating crew on hand tonight.
Dig it.
Gulafak almost gets through. Nice clearance. Nice defensive clearance from
Bailey Mullen with the clearance.
Decatur to clearance. Throw in for the home team. Micah Bryant will take it right in front of her own bench. She'll look to go down the line. Nice movement here. Smith Cathy is central, or she can go down the line to Grainer. She's in no rush. She goes to the feet of Grainer, who one times it back to the thrower, Bryant. Bryant goes centrally.
Big switch.
Nice ball. Wide open out here on the right side is Kathleen Gulafak. She cuts it on the inside. Left foot shot. Got some bend on it. Didn't bend enough. My apologies. That was Ania Collier. One's 15, one's 5. I apologize, ladies. Goal kick.
Wasting no time. Travis down 2 at 11:20. Back and forth with Bailey Mullen, the Wofford product.
Stepping in to get a foot on it was Gulafak.
And ends up rocketing all the way back to Elka Travis, and we'll start it all over again.
Nice punt once again. And she has got a cannon of a punt on her right foot.
Zuloff tries to flip it forward, kept in, 40 yards away from goal, now on a bit of a sprint, working centrally, step over, tried to go with the big swing with the left was LeBurge. It was blocked, second chance, blocked again, and now there's some wide open space on the right-hand side for Decatur FC.
Kathleen Gulafak beats one player. She tries to go central, but her and Grainer just weren't on the same page. Back in possession are the Gunners.
Silcox working forward. Nicely done there was Tippins. Tried to spin around the defender, and that was Najeri Butts. And Parr was fouled, they're going to say. It was Grenier.
She stands right in front of it, not allowing UFA to get a playoff quick.
Not even 10 yards.
Nope.
But, hey, LeBurge tries to win possession away.
Gulafak able to get just enough on it for Chapman to win possession. Here come Decatur FC. Smith Cathy in no rush. Lays it off to Bryant on the left flank.
Maleka.
Nice ball. Trying to play her through. Looking for Grainer. And, you can't see me, but I was pointing to the corner. If she would have taken off just a few seconds earlier, maybe she would have been in.
I could see you.
You think they did?
I don't know.
No, they're not paying attention.
I mean, that's public address. They kind of got other things on their mind.
Just under 10 minutes to go. Drew Dickinson, John Nelson broadcasting live on the National Soccer Network, live from Decatur High School. And the Gunners.
Kutsis is trying to get there before Katie Oakley. Oakley clears it away. Attendance tonight, 2179.
Not quite opening week.
Not quite the world record that was set 2550 and change.
Yes. Close.
Substitution, LeBurge checking out and checking in for UFA is Caroline Smith, the Woodstock, Georgia product, edge of the 18. From 22, didn't miss it by much.
Nice cut back on the right flank. One-time shot from the right side of the 18. Almost made it far post. Just got a little bit too much backspin on that one.
Kyler Zuloff tried to go far post, upper 90 with it. And once again, didn't miss by much, trying to cut into this 2-goal deficit. Katie Oakley footing to football here.
John, what do you think? A handful or two shots on target tonight for the Gunners? Just haven't been able to make the net crinkle. Tippin.
Tries to cut it to the inside, dispossessed immediately by Anaya Collier, but once again sticking with it. A couple of quick 1-2s to Zuloff, back out to Wokazeta, who wants to go from 35, and by the time it checked up, looks like she got underneath it a little bit, which created some backspin, and that gave the opportunity for Katie Oakley to just kind of camp out behind it. Easy grab at 7:40 to go.
Georgia Southern grad stepping to the front right corner of her 18, ready to hit the punt. And this one bounces just before half field in favor of Decatur FC. Nice one-time volley putting Greiner through, just not enough in the engine to make it to the goalkeeper.
Parr was there before Greiner was, and so it made it that much easier for Elka Travis to get underneath it. So Travis will launch.
Punt once again. Nice touch by Smith Cathy, bringing it down out of the air right to her feet. Kept it on her shoelace, but wasn't able to do the same with the pass. Taken down out of the air by the Gunners. But UFA unable to maintain possession. Is going to go over the touchline. Goal throw in for Decatur FC. Right down the line. A little
past Maleka, but Parr was there. Pops it up into the air, and it's going to take one big bounce. Second ball. Third. Almost got the sombrero to work, but it was last touched by UFA. It'll be a throw in for Decatur FC at 6.5 to go.
Bryant takes the throw, goes down the line. Feet of Greiner. Looking for Chapman. Chapman's in a foot race.
Parr's going to get there first
with
easily.
Alex Parr, and exactly, Parr does get there, knocks it out. It will be a Decatur FC throw. 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Decatur FC on top of the Gunners 2-0. Decatur looking to stay perfect on the season to improve to 3-0, and Gunners looking to avoid an 0-3 start, John. Not looking good.
And they play their first 4 matches on the road before finishing up with their other 4. So 4 on the road to start, 4 at home to finish.
And I think the first home game they have is next week against Decatur FC. Am I right or am I wrong about that?
They are at Georgia Impact on Sunday, and then it is first home match on the 6th against Chattanooga FC.
Oh, I was wrong. The next one is against Decatur.
Decatur on June 10, Tuesday night.
Corner taking quick. Nice bit of play here. Chapman, right foot, low, hard, near post. I like the idea.
Maleka's there. Chapman will just let it go for a throw about 25 yards away from the far side corner flag. 5-10 and counting with a 2-goal lead.
Bryant flicks it up into arms, runs out, takes the throw, goes down the line. Clipped off of UFA. It might be a corner, and it is. It's a corner, far left side. And running it down will be Smith Cathy, another Georgia Southern University graduate. She'll take it from the left side. She's got a right foot, so it will in swing. Not much movement in the 18 for Decatur FC.
And Naomi Maleka, she's waiting for everything to get all settled before she backs up 10.
Smart play.
Nice piece of gamesmanship.
Yes.
Absolutely true.
Yes. Dropping it all the way back, Smith Cathy to Bryant. Bryant takes a touch, plays it far post, wide open on the 6 was Grainer, but she is way offside. Nice call from the assistant referee here on the near side.
Good idea.
Yep, free kick for the Gunners.
Coming up at 4:15 and in this match, 2-goal lead up the right-hand side. Caroline Smith tried to connect with Zuloff, too much on it. Go all the way back to Katie Oakley. Pressure coming from UFA up over Wokazeta. Zuloff trying to win possession back. A lot of the back and forth in the middle third.
Got a substitution lined up for Decatur FC as Greiner tries to go down the left flank looking for Smith Cathy.
Maleka was there to head the ball away over the far side touch. So Campbell Chapman looking to make a sub.
And it will be, it looks like it's going to be Kathleen Gulafox. She'll get a breather.
Yep.
And I'm not, is it 23? Okay, so it's going to be
Molly Shearer.
Molly Shearer.
Yep. Shearer is now in. I'm going to say last touched by Decatur.
Yep.
Maleka will throw, coming up on 3 minutes to go.
Brought down back out of the air from the throw, Decatur FC. Knocked back out of bounds by Decatur FC, throw in for the Gunners.
Right at center line, trying to combine with a couple of folks. 30 yards away from the end line. Now spaced out just a little bit. Tipped out to the left-hand side, and Olivia Silcox. Silcox to Koutsis, about 25 yards from goal. Koutsis wants to
nice move.
Go to step over City. She did. She kept possession. Pass attempted to go back to Silcox. Not enough on it. And now Koutsis and Silcox having to chase up the right-hand side for Decatur FC.
Grainer coming down the right side. She's being overlapped, and she steps over. She keeps possession. Now, takes the inline, tries to put it across, didn't get those hips swung far enough inside, hits it near post, out of bounds, far right, goal kick, Gunners. I like the overlap by Collier. Maybe it would have been my idea, but lots of space for Grainer to take it into the 18 herself. Collier in possession on the right side. She goes central. Going to be deflected off UFA. They put themselves back in possession. Go far up the left side looking for Tippins. Great battle between her and Ania Collier. Once again, no, excuse me.
It's Najeri Buds.
Yes. This is her first time being on the field. She played a lot last Friday. Haven't seen her much tonight.
Yeah, had second half action, but not a lot in the first 45. So it's a throw for Koutsis. Koutsis looking to work with Zulov. Zulov looking right 30 yards away from goal. Nicely done there. Tried to chip forward. Goes right into the defense. Caroline Smith. Nicely done on the turn. Blocked by the defense once again by Decatur FC. Caroline Smith will regroup 30 yards away from goal. Had Wokazeta toward the top of the D. Koutsis was there. Couldn't quite gain possession. And here comes Decatur FC. Chapman held by Olivia Silcox.
Silcox had no choice. Nice, smart, professional foul there. Chapman was on her bike, and she had a lot of space behind that defensive line of the Gunners. They were pushed up to about half field, so she put any sort of pace on that ball through. It could have been a third one. Regular time has expired.
Well, we're under a minute, and so the way that the clock works here at Decatur
it's weird.
Is that when you get to 1 minute, what you do is they shut it down to double zeros, and the remaining time is kept on the field. So we are under a minute in the 90 plus any other added time that is discretionary on the field.
Let me ask you, do they do that for football as well?
Mm-mm.
So in football, the clock keeps running.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the American football, yes. Clock keeps running.
I've never seen that before. Interesting. 50-50 battle in the far right corner. Finds it back to the feet of Borgelt. She goes down the right side to Grainer. Nice 1-2 between Chapman and Grainer, but Grainer unable to keep it in bounds. Is she? Yes, she is. Shot! No, wait.
No.
There it is. I was
it was well over the end line. It was well over.
That the flag for the assistant referees looks exactly like the corner flag, so I couldn't see it at first.
It was over the end line, and I know it was because of where the end line is. It is painted yellow at the end of the football end zone.
I see it. Okay,
and so it's a little difficult to read. And you're thinking that okay, it's on the edge of the end zone end line, trying to keep possession.
In possession for Decatur, Grainer drops it back to Borgelt. It's quick passes between her and Grainer. Grainer tries to go forward.
Zuloff, nicely done there to try to get possession back for the Gunners.
Collier for Decatur on the right side, taking a few short touches. Goes through, trying to find Scherer. Cleared away by UFA. And good positioning here, John.
Opportunity here, Jordan Crosby. She's turned around, slowed down. Bit of a spinneroonie, tries to go with the left. Upended just outside, 30 yards away from goal. And it was Jerry Butts with the foul. So it'll be a late set piece here. They're going to say 33, just where the ball was planted by Jordan Crosby. So it'll be last chance to dance here for Gunners, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah.
So everybody pretty much forward.
Nice ball.
Swing to the far post. Chasing it down is Caroline Smith outside the 18. She'll chip it in with the left. Defense is there, popped up into the air. Headed up once. Trapped twice. It was Maleka. She couldn't hang on to it. Trying to go long. Opportunity here for Decatur.
Scherer, 1v1 on the left. Just faces up. Puts it across the far side, looking to go far post.
Headed off nicely by Silcox. So it'll end up as a corner over at the far corner flag. And in no hurry is Smith Cathy.
Yeah, absolutely no hurry at all. A few black shirts inside the 18. I would just look to run this one down.
Play it short, maybe?
Yeah, Borgelt approaches. And they better get it off quick. And the ball's played in.
Borgelt in the corner. Try a little bit of dark arts. Trying to work some clock.
Nice bit of skill. Oh, no. Referee points the other way.
So here comes Maleka with the throw. And once again, time being kept on the field. And that means that there's none left.
3 whistles means that's the end, and that'll do it for the 245s here from Decatur High School. Decatur FC goes on to defeat the UFA Gunners 2-0. And, John, I've said it a couple of times tonight, don't let the scoreboard fool you. What a back-and-forth affair this was. First goal of the game scored by Maggie Wadsworth. Just about 35 seconds in, she makes it 1-0. And let me go all the way through just until the start of the second half, and she gets another one. And John, you know, UFA had a good game plan, come in and try and counterattack. And they did. Just that defense, that back line, that back three of Decatur FC, just too much at times.
So Maggie Wadsworth scored in the first half, and Maggie Wadsworth scored in the second half. I'm guessing that means that in your thought that she would end up as our player of the match.
Our great minds think alike.
What we're here for.
And I do believe Wadsworth, she had one opening night. She had 2 more tonight. That's 3 on the season for her. What a way to start the season for Decatur FC. Number 1 in the South, number 7 in the country. And here they are in front of their hometown fans. Gotta love it. Look, we're going to take off. We'll be back next Friday.
Check.
As Decatur FC welcome in Atlanta Fire United, who Decatur FC beat 5-2 this past Saturday. So looking to go 2-0 against another crosstown rival, go 4-0 on the season. John, will you be back with me?
I will be back with you, but remember, in Chattanooga on Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. That's a big one. That's a big one.
At Fort Finley, so keep an eye on that. Our buddy Gabe Schrei will have the call for that one at Fort Finley. June 3rd, 6 o'clock in the division. Probably is going to be a good early indicator as to who's going to have pole position heading into the second half of the season. So after tonight, Tuesday at Fort Finley, 6 o'clock kick. Gabe Schrei will probably have the call for you on that one on the WPSL and on NSN. And we're back here next Friday at 7 o'clock as Atlanta Fire United comes in for home match number 3 for Decatur FC here in 2025.
That's going to be it for us. We're going to sign off. Decatur FC defeating the UFA Gunners 2-0. They stay perfect on this season. Like John said, big test on Tuesday in Chattanooga. We're back here next Friday. Everyone have a great weekend. Stay safe, and we will talk to you soon. Drewski, Nelson, out.